Stephen Hawking, Einstein. So I'm assuming this kid is going to be the Stargazer.
Yes,
Literally a telescope.
Like Soyuz.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another Gundam seed episode. This time we're into, well, sorry, I don't technically remember if Stargazer has the Destiny thing on it or not. But we are in Stargazer. Sorry, yeah, it is Gundam seed CE73, so the year, Cosmic Era 73. And I am aware that these are 3 episodes across, but we're going to be watching all of it together as one today. So, as I said before, Stargazer happens concurrently with Destiny. I believe it happens concurrently with the start of Destiny. I don't think it pans across the entirety of Destiny. Again, obviously, I have no real idea. I'm basing that on information that I think I once had and no longer know where I'm sourcing it from.
I mean, hopefully it will give us either a completely different story, has little or nothing to do with the original, just happens to be a parallel story, or it actually give us some insight in what's happening, which in it happens that case, then I'll have comments.
My best guess is probably that it's going to reinforce knowledge that we already have. Because I would assume that's what it would do, right? I would assume that's the reason why people would say don't watch this first or whatever.
Spoil, yeah.
Well, not because it would spoil, but because it would just give you more information about something you would already find out about. I don't imagine it would provide new information, because new information, apropos of the existing information, would just make no sense. Right? It wouldn't spoil, it would just be nothing. I was giving you more time to add anything else you might want to add.
No. It's just my mind went blank.
All right, well, I guess that said, let's go ahead and hop on into it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Explosion. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Break the world?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh, Lacus.
Yeah.
Well, he said Klein's weak. No, he says Klein's weak successor. I was like, that's Patrick. It's like, no, he's upping Patrick. So he's talking about Lacus as Klein's weak successor. Because Lacus is Klein's daughter.
No, but I think it might be Durandal, not.
No. Well, I mean, that's a possibility. Well, no, because Klein's successor is Patrick. It goes Klein, Patrick, Durandal. Yeah. Durandal, yeah. So Durandal's not Klein's successor.
Yeah, but they're the Sala faction, so.
Yeah, but Patrick came. You don't say, oh, the weak successor of the 44th president, and then be talking about the 46th president. The successor of the 44th is the 45th. Imagine we can't delay the launch schedule during Break the World.
There's no running from that.
Oh, I thought there was a window in front there a second. I was thinking Star Trek 4. I mean, legit was her final wishes. Don't delay the launch.
出動待機。
災害救助なんて言うなよ。
ファントムペインに助けを求めるバカがこの世界にいるの？空の人間
Oh, I thought these people were zaft.
それがこの騒ぎか。
だから
Got fooled by the internal uniform.
また戦争ができるのか。
It says Phantom Pain, but they don't.
Yeah, no, I
look
think
like
it was an
Phantom.
Earth uniform. I know, I think it was an Earth uniform. I got fooled by the lapel thing on the inside.
こちら A34 現在ポーツマス上空空気がかなり湿っているサウスカロライナからメイン州一帯は内陸部は
Hey, I was one of those two. One of those two is where I live.
救援は無意味だ兵器は地図から消えた
東部方面第
Wow.
12通信中隊および第12施設中隊はエリア45へ出動第2第3モビルスーツ部隊のパイロットは第38ブリーフィングルームへ集合してください
第13補給連隊物資の積み込
I'm
みが
really already liking this.
第42通信部隊準備完了直ちに出発する了解しました
医療班の輸送は第37
I mean, it really gets impact to, well, how the Break the World really
Broke the world.
affected. Yeah, broke the world.
I mean, way more than screens in the background.
訓練部から入電です。コード 051A02 へ転送します。
I mean, but whoever the hell Celine is supposed to be, or was,
情報が入ってきません。
サルバドルも市全域にわたって
デュランダルの意思とは思えんな。大西洋連邦もまだはっきりした態度は取っておりません。
サントス市郊外ルート21は水没しています迂回路はありません信じがたいこの各地の惨状に私もまた言葉もありません受けた傷は深く
Those look like they were taken from a real flooding scenario, and somebody
it's
was
just a,
inspired by it.
I think it's just a classic scene because literally remember the Superman trailers. Superman
Yeah.
comes down to help people in the middle of a flood. Literally the exact same.
現状で身の危険のない方はその場に留まってください怪我人のある方は発煙筒を託などして合図をしてくださいよし出してくれ迎えが呼べない以上特権使うしかねえな
Well, Celine's
she's
still alive.
alive.
And you were saying you couldn't get out of that.
Blood
They-
armor, I guess.
No, they just did the I forgot the name of the guy who makes all the world-ending movies.
俺はもう民間だ
この任務が終わったらまた飲みに連れてってください。
Oh, you're dead.
覚えとこ知ってるのか
元うちの隊長さ。今は天下りして DSSD に入ったって聞いたけど、伝説の鬼社長だったよ。
じゃああれがエドモンド・デュクロ氏かさ
Demon director.
That classic tell, don't show methodology.
Yeah.
お姉ちゃんと一緒にママ探そうね
ヘリを稼だと
はい、あちらの方が。
貴様この状況だぞヘリどころか洗面器一つだって余っちゃいないのがわからんのか
エドモンド・デュク DSSD 技術開発センターの保安副部長こちらはスレーネ・マクグリフ DSSD の
So I'm guessing we're going to spend most of our time in deep space.
しかし大佐
とはいえこちらも余裕がある
That this is all to establish what is happening when they launched.
情報収集中です追ってきた
So I'm guessing those three that we just saw a little while ago.
これは戦争なのか軍本部は何と言ってきている
はいはいわかりましたまだこちらには届いておりません
But what are they up to?
They're basically doing a false flag operation with convincing people that it was a natural to want to do this, right?
I don't think so.
I mean, they're using zaft mobile suits.
セレーネにはまだ連絡がつかないですか。
はい
Remember they would say that about Fountain Pain, right?
No, but you just said they're using zaft mobile suits, but you're saying they're making a false flag to make it look like naturals are doing this. It seems more like they're trying to make it look like zaft had done this.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Yes.
Well, you said naturals. Zaft is coordinators.
Not coordination.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. You said naturals, and I thought, well, that didn't make any sense. Wasn't... Okay, I thought that was the building Celine was in. It's like, is Celine gonna survive 3 death-defying attacks? What is the point of DSSD's thing gonna be, though? Is it gonna be the Jupiter thing from original Gundam?
Maybe.
This is already very interesting.
See, this is the kind of thing I wanted to see in the original series.
Is it just me, or is the art style even better than Destiny?
Yeah.
Oh, was the Major also going to die?
Tank. Yeah.
Well,
It's possible, but
I just mean that this guy gave death flags. Now they're both in the tank together.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish we knew what this was. Wait, do we know her? I feel like we know her. It's that I'm confusing her for some character in another anime.
ねえ、どうして DSSD に入ったの？私に会うためっていうの以外にね。
Oh, so they have a relationship.
For some reason, I was thinking of the dead woman that we saw at the facility that made the extended. Of course, if she goes to space, she couldn't be that woman, I guess, but...
Man, can they hit a single target with those things? Oh. Of course, it's a Gundam show, so yeah.
シャトル打ち上げプロセスをページ243から324までスキップする。
I mean, on one hand, super unsafe. On the other hand, it is the break the world incident and you're trying to launch anyway.
Yeah.
Actually, she kind of reminds me of the strategist from Gundam 00, whose name I can't remember off the top of my head.
Also, I didn't know they have that kind of space shuttle, like Enterprise class space shuttles anymore.
Well, I think it's weirder that you can reload that fast if the cannon can't hold it.
Well, the thing is, I think it's a barrel will melt, basically.
Well, as I was saying, why did you design it to reload that fast then?
女って知ってて知らないふりするし。
See, this is better than almost every fight in Destiny. This is better than almost every fight in Seed. It's the argument I made about location and being able to tell what's happening and what the stakes are.
Yeah.
This is better than the shuttle launch from the movie Moon. Sorry, Moonfall, not Moon. There was no shuttle launch in Moon.
I mean, they certainly watch a lot of space shuttle launches for this. Clearly. It's clearly modeled on that. Man, that's one hell of a way to go.
For half a second, I expected a Challenger situation.
Maybe.
No, I think she's getting out there. I think this was the sacrifice to make sure that she could get there. Especially everybody in the control building that got flooded and drowned. Oh, I mentioned extended. Extended.
プラントは今回の事件への関与を否定しているようだが、
キルギスプラントより緊急救援信号です。ザフトのモビルスーツです。
あそこは新型の駆動コンピューターを開発している。あいつらを送ってやれ。
はい。
Well, I was right. They are zaft. I mean, they are either zaft or in zaft stolen Gundams. Do love me a white-haired anime protagonist. Dude was dead and you ran him over. Okay, stolen Gundams then.
No, I don't think it is all Gundam.
They're still the designations were zaft designations.
Oh.
I also think they were the designations that were used in Season 1. Not the same Gundams, but like the same designations that were used in Season 1.
対デストロイ戦を想定していたようです。はい、情勢が情勢だけに、あまり表だった報復行動は控えておいた方が賢明かと思いますが、そういうことでしたら。
パパの名前はアルフォンソ・ロッシ、ママの名前はエカテリーナ・ロッシ。二人とも医者だった。だけどナチュラルはパパたちを殺した。コーディネーターだからって。ナチュラルは野蛮だ。これから僕たちは仕返しを
Fair enough.
だけど悪いのはナチュラルだ。ナチュラルを殺せ。ブルーコスモスにしよう。ご覧の映像
Fair enough.
フォルタレサでの
Death of Blue Cosmos.
元のテレビ局に届けられたものです。この事件の背後にはテロ行為を支援するコーディネーターの組織的な活動の存在があるものと思われます。ユニウス7落下以来、散発的に世界各地でコーディネーターによるテロ行為が発生しており、当局はコーディネーターの非人間性が明らかになったものと強く非難し、一層厳重な対応を関係各方面に求めていくことにすると発表しました。
非人間性だってさ。
先生が言ってた。いいコーディネーターは死んだコーディネーターだけだって。
I don't think your uniform is regulation, lady.
No. So these are kids who are terrorists? Okay, now I'm confused.
Well, I mean, it's good to see some coordinator anti-Blue Cosmos shit. That's not Patrick. Oh shit. I saw Contact. I know how that ends. Although they were coordinators and living on Earth. No, sorry. That was the kid in the TVs. Never mind. I'm conflating shit. Assuming that means Earth News Network.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just like changing the backstory of humanity at the same time.
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking, Einstein. So I'm assuming this kid is going to be the Stargazer.
Yes,
literally a telescope.
That looks like Soyuz.
I always said Soyuz. I don't know, man. I keep saying extended. I know I don't know. I keep thinking extended are gonna fucking show up.
このキャンプは偽装したテロリストの訓練施設と判明した。お前の任務はこの施設の破壊とテロリストの排除である。
標的はテロリストのみに限定されるものでありますか。
お前にはテロリストとそうでないものとの見分けがつくのか。いえ。
Well, we're going to commit a war crime because we can't tell the difference.
How very prescient for today. I think the thing that's confusing me is that the blue outfit that he's wearing is the one I've only seen, I think, on Mu and Neo. I'm telling you, I feel like extendeds are going to be what's happening. Cool. Indoctrination of children. Oh, I guess this kind of explains why the Earth Alliance soldiers are the way that they are.
Yeah.
That's what Berlin should have looked like. In Destiny, I mean. Really show it to us what the fuck is happening.
7つしか持ってないことをみんなに伝えておくべきだったろう。はい。俺がチェックすべきだったか。いえ。戦場に出て他2名と偵察の任務を命じられる。お前は予備のマガジンを1つしか持っていない。いいや、黙っておこう。それがお前の考えだ。いいのか。いい滑走路3往復。はい。
I mean, all the times we were talking about why are they following this? Do they really believe it? Why would they continue following Jibril when they've got nothing? Well, if it turns out a ton of them have been fucking indoctrinated Blanca style from the Street Fighter movie.
Yeah. Oh, I think is that
was Azrael, yeah.
Yeah.
Leader of Blue Cosmos. But not creator of, oddly enough. Well, congratulations. The metaphor hits home. This was literally a camp.
Hmm?
はい、今行きます。お待たせ。
よく眠れたかい。
ええ。
Let me show you this new project I've been working on. I call it Mega Man. Some call him Rock Man. Oh, I've also invented a Titan. We're planning also to attack Titan, if you didn't know. We transfer that over to Stargate Atlantis.
So I mean, this explains also why. I mean, like you said, why people were so hard on killing each other, because they're being indoctrinated into doing so, right? Especially the soldiers. But also,
ah, damn it! Must have been that fucking trade war.
たまには本業やってる?
One of those graphs literally just says mothers.
B リングはいつ完成するの?
あと1年くらいかな。おお、これが401の AI ユニットか。
Oh, Reika's gonna have a field day hacking this. Across Delta joke.
Although, this looks very much like 2001, right?
Hackers. Oh yeah, you're talking about the room. Sorry, I thought you're talking about the movie Hackers, where all the buildings in that was that. Oh, cool. We're reinventing the original Gundam.
ところで博士にお願いしたボアチュールユニットは?
もうできとるよ。ソーラーセイル。水力を使わずに宇宙最速を叶えうる可能性。面白い仕事をさせてもらったよ、セレーネ。
Ah, it's fine. Just coat the outside of the thing with the magnetic coating or whatever the fuck they do. The RX-78-2. I mean, unless the thing is a prototype for something later, we know nothing comes of it because it's not in the show. Bruises are so easy to get killed.
Yeah.
Say, what the fuck are you doing? You have sword mouths. Oh, there we go. Jesus. That was a pointless way to kill him. I mean, literally just slashed one of them. One of them slashed with the mouth and she would have been gone. Stupid callback that one was. The whole guy runs into Kira's sword thing. They did that with a Bruce. Again, though, I just watch you guys gun down a encampment. I don't feel bad. Oh. Yeah, this is about before they go off to Berlin.
Yeah.
Although, who was the guy in front? Well, even if I'm wrong about everybody else, I was right. The extended showed up.
Yeah.
関係者は皆殺しにしても構わないそうだ。そうか。お前はいつもそうだ。自分は関係ありませんみたいな面しやがって。
Well,
ぶっ殺せるんだぜ。あいつらを。
I guess technically it's easier to commit war crimes if you distance yourself personally from it. This is our Gundam or B-Ring? Neither.
これより401にコントロールを異常。3、2、1、完了。
401起動してください。
Also, the AI is going to defend the station?
Well, it's supposed to, again, it's supposed to be the learning computer from the ARC-78-2. But there should be a pilot that it's learning from. This very much feels like the Witch from Mercury. Not the Ariel. There's I can't even remember my favorite character's favorite their company. Their ultimate Gundam looks like this one.
I was wondering about that.
Is the Iron-Blooded Orphans kid from the video game a reference from this? Because he has the name 401. He's a blue-haired kid with like a blue mohawk and like crosshairs for eyes. I thought it was going to be a reference to the kid who was gazing at the stars. Oh, clever. I guess it also makes sense. You typically name the Gundam series after the name of the Gundam, right?
Yeah.
Hey, it's all the scientists from Gundam Wing.
All the dead people I'm seeing right now. Because those people are going to be dead. You know that.
Well, yeah, because the two guys are going to come here to kill everybody. They said they got permission. We're allowed to. And it's going to be the impetus for Stargazer to become sentient and do whatever. Or more sentient, I guess.
I don't think it's sentient right now.
Well, it's an AI.
It doesn't necessarily mean it's sentient.
Well, we haven't been to... Well, I don't know. I assume that it is. It's a learning AI. It's a general-purpose AI, not a specialized AI.
You have to have crossed a certain threshold, like being self-aware.
I think that was the point of the conversation text that we saw.
I simply accepted it, oh, I'm now Stargazer.
Again, it's the two different levels of AI. The AI level that we're at today and the general AI of the future. I think it's supposed to be general AI. It's not the learning computer AI of the RX-78-2. Oh, okay. So this has to be after Gibril fires at the plants.
I mean, that mission was before they went to Berlin, so I guess it's just conterminous, right?
No, we just saw a picture of the plants wrecked.
Yeah, this part, but the part before, so we're seeing things that happen while the main story is being...
Well, yeah, I told you that before we started watching. Can't let you do that, Dave.
新しい社会システムとは一体どんな？
惑星間通信システムダウン。全チャンネルゲインありません。
データリンク途絶。バックアップも起動しません。モビルスーツ部隊接近します。
本艦は地球連合軍第81独立機動軍所属7バルクである。我々はこれより諸君のステーションを接収する。本艦は無許可で諸君を攻撃する権限が与えられている。
I mean, literally, you never had to excuse it. You guys were... Well, you wondered where Phantom Pain went. Let's call us Side 6.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna listen.
By the way, just another space station that we never heard about ever. Again, you gunned down a refugee camp. I do not feel anything for you, my man. Always fucking traitors. Oh shit, the Hellgast are attacking. Oh, so they did finish the B-ring. It has been over a year. So it's a two-man Gundam.
Yeah, they said that in the original, yeah.
I can't tell. It looked like his eyes were super dilated, like he was in seed mode.
Protection close.
Protection close.
第4バリケード突破されました。
連合軍司令部への連絡はまだつかんのか。
修復作業続行中です。
I don't crack up now.
こちらスターゲイザー。これより発進します。
スターゲイザー。
Nジャマーキャンセラーが効いているわ。パワーセルしか使えないわよ。
Oh, this baby's nuclear. Infinite power.
No, they only have limited. They only have the battery power. That's what
they said.
said.
The N-Jammer Canceller was effective. The N-Jammer Canceller is essentially a nuclear
reactor. They only have
reactor.
17 minutes. Yeah, but they only have 17 minutes to go. That's what they're saying.
Okay, I'm not arguing you. I'm not arguing with you. I'm arguing with the show. The N-Jammer Canceller is what made the Freedom and the other one have infinite power. So it doesn't make sense for it to be active and for them to only have 17 minutes of power.
Yoshi, 母艦へ連絡。第2小隊ターゲット確保。これより搬入作業に移るとのことです。全軍に通達してやれ。第一目的は完了した。このステーション、宇宙から排除して構わん。
I wish one of these guys had been like the captain guy from Hellsing. Blow up the room when somebody invades. All they had to do was like add a child to this, and this would have been the Witch from Mercury prologue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're a dumbass.
直ちに帰還してください。こちらの数値ではすでにエネルギーエンプティです。高座注意、応答してください。高座注意。
Oh, you got what you deserve, dude.
パワーが切れるわ。分かってるよ。だけどこいつだけは。
It's a cool little weapon system.
Soul,
何？
ゲイザーから降りなさい。あなたはアポロン A で敵の戦艦を撃つのよ。
Wouldn't be Gundam if we didn't have a super beam weapon.
Yeah.
Not sure I would want to risk that move though.
アポロン A プロパルジョンビームを 30% の出力でスターゲイザーに発射してこいつを排除するわ。
セレーネ、そんなことをしたら G で体が押しつぶされてしまうぞ。
残りの全エネルギーで敵艦を撃って。
Oh, I thought they were gonna power the Stargazer up with it or something.
一緒にスターゲイザーを育てようって言ったじゃないか。
あと30秒で軸線に乗るわ。外さないでね。
セレーネ。
スターゲイザー軸線まであと30秒。25、24、23、22、21、20。
私は大丈夫だから。
18、17、16、15、14。
セレーネ。
8、7、6、5、4、3、2。
押しなさい。
セレーネ。
I don't feel like we saw them explode or die or anything.
これより敵戦艦を撃つ。
Yeah, I mean, you only use 30% of your
イン
power.
ジェクション回路 ADF を直結。ターゲットセット。
14時の方向に熱反応。何？
発射。
Oh, you die like the bitch you were.
敵戦艦沈黙。
But I mean, also the fact you watched this thing shoot before and what was just sitting there watching. Well, yeah, there we go. To be retconned later to not be a head flooding.
Oh, the guy's alive?
They were saying we didn't see them die, so.
Why save him though?
気がついた。
Because now we have to go signal for them that we're actually both alive, and then we fall in love, and we hate them as team.
コーディネーターの捕虜になるつもりはない。
別に拘束するつもりはないわ。これ必要なら返すわ。弾は抜かせてもらったけど。
ここはどこだ？
正確にはわからないわ。地球と金星の軌道の間のどこかね。
No.
あなたの期待から
Not the direction I thought you would get blown away
こ
in.
の子のはシステムコントロールの維持だけで精一杯。いいでしょ？
俺に選ぶ権利があるのか。
Okay, so Stargazer is still operational.
エネルギーも大して残ってはいないはずだ。10秒も加速すれば使い切ってしまうだろう。今の流れを止めるだけで精一杯だ。
かもしれないわね。室内温度を4度に設定。メルカトランフェラーゼで代謝を抑えて酸素が持つのは約27日間。それまでに発見されなければ私たちはここでミイラになるの。
I mean, I would make the argument here.
Yeah.
That toss him out and you'll maybe extend that by some amount.
Mm-hmm.
誰でもいいから眠るまで声をかけられる相手。
I mean, that's fair. The psychological impact of being trapped in space
暴れても
alone.
いいわよ。私が死ぬまで一人じゃないって感じさせてくれればいいんだから。 ちょっとチクってするわよ。
Why in the hand?
おとなしいのね。
Guess he can't move it. It's broken. He can.
Well, no, I mean, you would go for like the arm. Sorry. You would go for the arm or somewhere like fat absorbent or, you
女性
know.
の静脈って細いからしっかり押さえないと出てこないの。厄介でしょ。 ありがとう。さあ、帰りましょう。
You know, this is the part where, yeah, this guy committed war crimes, killed everybody I know, or tried to, and I'm gonna save him anyway.
She doesn't want to die alone. That was the whole
Yeah.
thing. The psychological impact of I'm probably going to die.
太陽からの風を微粒子の量子の膜で受けて推進力にするの。最初の1秒では 0.5 センチしか移動しない。でも1分後には18メートルのところまで進んでいて、1時間後には出発点から64キロメートルのところにあり、時速128キロに達する。一度走り始めたら無限に。
Okay, can you slow down though? Once you accelerate, that's the problem. Yeah, but you're not gonna be
I mean,
alive
it
when
can
you get
stop
there.
accelerating. That's not the same as stopping, but
もう少しの辛抱ね。だんだん感覚が鈍く。
I think the idea is to get into a space where they could be found.
あなたに似た人を知っているような気がする。
そういえば昔、そう言って言い寄ってきた男が一人いたわ。もう死んじゃったけど。
あ、そういうわけじゃ。
Really a whole Durka-Fraw relationship going on here. More Durka Fraw than Shin Ida. I mean,
they both dream of going to space and be explorers, but he
no, I was
got drafted.
Just quickly checking how much time was left on the playlist because I was thinking for a second, do they just float off and die and that's the end? They just don't get found. I mean, that would explain why none of this matters in the future because they just float on forever. No, hit him. Hit him. Azrael deserves to get punched all the time, every time. I think the idea is that he had friends and he had people that cared about him, and I don't think he actually realized it during his life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was made in the 70s? What are those shoulder pads?
80s.
This wasn't made in the 80s. Because, I mean, legit, we have to, like, make a reason the Stargazer never appears ever again. Yep, okay. I guess I was right.
Yeah.
Apropos of it showing up in the movie, possibly, there is just a Gundam flying out, well, not out of the solar system, well, maybe, if it's constantly accelerating.
Yeah.
Well, eventually it's going to hit the maximum speed it can reach as a solar sail. Which is, I think, a product of its mass.
Mass and particle, I would say particle density as well. I mean, you know, photons are both particles and waves. So,
there is a lot of science that both of us are probably no experts in, but we could both make convincing arguments for, like, oh, it can reach probably this velocity, but it'll probably be slowed down by the Oort cloud, because there are particles in the Oort cloud which are denser than, you know, normal space. Technically friction. This is the thing that I feel like this should have been longer. Like, I've now got all the bullet points of the story. I would have liked to flesh out some of those things.
I mean, this would have been a great story in the, we have war, but still man dreams of going farther and exploring. This would have been a great destiny of mankind kind of situation. Right?
Well, I mean, I would have liked this to have been a 12-episode series at the very least. Just to flesh out all of those things that we only got in, like, passing. You'll understand this if we show it to you shots. But I would have liked to have, like, seen the childhood and what happened there. Like a Rock Lynn from Crest of the Stars. Or all of those flashbacks to who cared about him in previous flashbacks that we didn't get. Or, you know, 27 days, I don't know what that is in hours. She said they would be mummies if they didn't
get rescued,
Yeah, but the thing is they also, like, ran out of life support and all that. They would also be, like, preserved.
Yeah, because in the vacuum of space, well,
the bacteria wouldn't survive either, so there's nothing to eat away at them. I mean, I guess they could become desiccated because lack of
fluids
oxygen.
Fluids.
Fluid exposure to space, though, would puff them up, not desiccate
eventually
them.
Eventually they would evaporate. The fluids would evaporate, so...
literally, 669 is what it said, right?
Yeah.
Literally 27.8 days. So, literally just past the time frame given. Ironically, to what I said, kick him out and you would have had more time. I assume maybe the limit on the unavailable resources wasn't one of consumption, but energy.
Yeah, this was a hell of a story. And again, the opening, the fact that they had terrorist movement and all that, I think that would have given the, I mean, we got shades of that and, coordinators helping liberate parts of the world and stuff like that. But this would have given more color to that conflict on Earth and why, for example, Earth, the Air Forces were still fighting and all that. So yeah, the fact that they were all the coordinators in other places and, and were being exterminated because of Blue Cosmos and, how would that play in the plans? Like, they're killing they're killing coordinators on Earth, right? They went and they try to kill us here. So,
sorry, I was just thinking that this feels like the perfect. Well, no, it's not perfect. I was gonna say it feels like a really good way to start a Stargazer manga, but the fact that we cover the beginning, middle, and end. Well, I guess if you were reading the manga, you'd be like, okay, I just finished the middle, now I'm going to watch Stargazer episode 2 so I can watch that. You remember when we watched Astray? And it was like, what is going on? Because we had no context for anything. Because Astray is its own story set alongside the original Seed thing. So they just kind of made that as a thing to start the Astray manga. Which, again, I would have liked to have seen an Astray manga because it's happening alongside actual Seed. So it was really cool to see them just being like right behind the main characters the whole time in the manga. But yeah, I'm going to read this from the wiki, by the way. By Wikipedia, not the Gundam wiki. The manga, Mobile Suit Gundam Seed CE73 Astray, is a tie-in to Stargazer and expands upon the technologies and organizations from this show. It is also the sequel to Gundam Seed Destiny spin-off Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Destiny Astray. So, apparently this is a spin-off of Astray and not itself a spin-off of Destiny, I guess.
It was a good story. It really hits you in the feels in a way that Destiny tried sometimes and just missed often enough, right? You really, from the very beginning, you're like, oh my god, this is horrible and this is happening. And because in Destiny, it's like, oh, it happened, okay, and then we move on to the next thing. It's like, oh, okay. That opening scene from the Break the World, that was heart wrenching. The floods, people trying to escape. The people on the Earth were going like, we don't know who to blame. What's going on? It's like not everybody on Earth was like, no, we're not going to retaliation. So, we're going to hold out. We got to find out what's going on. But then, eventually the machinery of Logos Blue Cosmos takes over and they start doing stuff like this. And, and then you have the terrorist attacks with little kids doing terrorism. So, when they open the cockpit, it's like a bunch of little kids. So it's like, Jesus Christ. Right?
Correction on something I said earlier about them being stolen Gundams.
Yeah.
They are the models that, I forgot the name of the corporation. The Orb Corporation. Not the Orb Corporation. The Orb Corporation from Orb.
Yeah.
Made. Those are the ones that get stolen by Zaft at Heliopolis. Well, they say it's the GAT- whatever. Those are the abbreviations used by the Gundams in Seed because they are the ones that Orb made, or the company that exists in Orb made at Heliopolis.
Mm-hmm.
But still, they're being used by Phantom Pain here, so still technically I have to assume stolen Gundams. Because Phantom Pain is part of Earth Alliance, and Earth Alliance is not the one that should have these. I mean, technically, maybe they reverse engineered them. Maybe this is an extension of that thing I keep referencing that you didn't see because it wasn't in the movie, the Artemis storyline. Because the Artemis storyline is literally the guy locks them down, Archangel, because it's the first place that they can escape to. And it is Earth Alliance territory. And the guy wants to reverse engineer the Strike Gundam. And he wants Kira to give them plans on weapons that could defeat the Gundams. So maybe... that guy also survives. Ironically, we only find out the commander of that base survives because he shows up in, manga number 2 of Astray, as I just mentioned. Where he's, in the control room all bandaged up, trying to launch an attack on the Astray people. Well, because in the show, the Zaft crew, who's going after White Base and everything, attacks the place. Because the one that has the cloaking device, they can't keep the shield up forever, so when there's no perceptible threat in the area, they lower the shield. And it sneaks in, and then starts destroying the shield emitters on the surface of the... Artemis is an asteroid, I don't know if I mentioned that. No. They start destroying the shield emitters on that, and then when the shields start going down, the rest of the Zaft forces come in. White Base escapes while that's happening. So essentially, you just see white base flying away, and this explosions of the. Yeah, sorry. I think it's all the times that I said. Well, I think it's all the times that I've said RX-78-2 here that I've just got OG Gundam on my head. So yeah, you see Archangel flying away with all these explosions at Artemis, and I assumed when we were watching the show that Artemis just gets fucking destroyed because like the zaft people don't follow the Archangel. It's literally just explosions in the background, and they're still fighting the fight there.
Good stuff. This was very good. Oh man, I wish the show had been like this.
Well, I feel like it started like this.
Oh, yeah, a little bit, but this one, well, I guess. Well, I will say that
2006, by the way. Stargazer was 2006.
We do know about the Break the World incident. That informs of how Stargazer is in a way that if I were watching this by itself, I would be confused. Like, what's going on with the Break the? I don't get it. Why is this thing? Who are the coordinators? What are the natural right? You have to have that background knowledge, or a lot of this stuff won't make any sense. So it's good within the context of knowing at least about Seed, if not Seed Destiny.
I mean, I think this is the first time we ever saw any of the coordinators actively regarding, outside of Waltfield, now that I'm recalling, outside of Waltfield back when he first shows up, and it was literally Blue Cosmos trying to assassinate him in the streets.
Yeah.
The first time we saw anybody, like, regard Blue Cosmos as a thing that needs to be fought. Sorry, I'm realizing now all sorts of examples are popping in my head. Beyond Waltfield and then Durandal later. Claiming Logos is responsible for Blue Cosmos. Odd pull to bring Azrael back, though. Like, I don't know why Azrael needed to be directly tied to, what's his name, Sven? I don't know why Azrael needed to be directly tied to Sven.
Maybe it was Azrael's pet project, I guess? I mean, they were part of Phantom Pain, but they had a different type of...
Well, no, because he was dealing with the extended.
Yeah. But these guys also had...
I mean, Orga and Gang, the original extendeds, those were his pet project, because those are the ones he kept on board with him.
I mean, I think it's the Phantom... Well, it had to be. Phantom Pain had to be established before the Second War, so otherwise, there would be time. But these guys were Phantom Pain, but they were not using the occlusion memory-changing chambers. They were just using kind of drugs.
Well, the original extendeds didn't use the memory chambers either.
Yeah. No. But we never saw, like, withdrawal effects either with these guys, so maybe they were second stage. Improved extended, I guess.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. I don't, for some reason, I expected a lot more extended stuff to show up in this. I don't know why. Because, I mean, I went from, this is going to take place entirely in space, which it didn't, to this is going to have a lot to do with the extended, which it didn't.
Well, a lot of it was the part with the Stargazer was all
the back half.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say half. I'd say the back half. Like, I would say episode 3. I'm assuming every time the little Stargazer logo popped up, that was like the end of an episode or something.
Yeah.
Because it popped up twice, right? So, separation from 1 to 2 and then separation from 2 to 3. So I would say episode 3 was the space one.
So there you have it.
All right, well, I guess that's everything Gundam Seed related up until we watched the movie. And I have to assume that this came out as like the last thing before the movie came out.
Yeah.
Which,
the movie
again,
came out in 2014, 2015? I'm not really sure when
it was sometime after. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I think it was like way sooner than that, sooner to us than to the show or what we just saw. 2024, yeah, last year.
Oh, yeah. Well,
that's why I said it was just a recent release. Because I remember back when we were first starting Gundam Seed, everyone was like, "Are you going to watch the movie?" It's like, that's going to be a ways away. But, I mean, now we're there. And as I recall, Gundam Seed Freedom is the highest ranking movie of all Gundam movies in regards to box office returns.
I thought it GQX Quicks.
No, that only reached number 2, and then I don't know if it declined, but it's only reached number 2. It only beat Encounters in Space Mobile Suit Gundam, the movie 3, the third movie, it never beat Freedom. Freedom is still number 1.
I hope it lives up to the hype.
I mean, I have no idea what it's about. Like, I don't know what it could be about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to have to be like Endless Waltz, right? An entirely brand new thing. And it can't even, well, maybe. The thing I kept saying during the show was the Trace Kushinada's daughter thing from Endless Waltz.
Yeah. Yeah.
Technically Ray? No, Ray's dead. I forgot. Well, I assume he's dead, right? Because Talia, him, and Durandal all went with the station, right?
Yeah, they all blow themselves
I'm
up.
assuming, unless it's going to be, we didn't see him, another Moo. Yeah. Moo come back again.
Or it could, no, because the little Talia's son.
That would be a stupid, I would hate that. If Talia's son comes back.
Yeah, he's raised by Ramus now. Like, oh, I have a little boy, take care of him.
Okay, I guess a little meta here, because again, I still don't know anything, but the posters are fucking all over the place. Kira and Lacus are on the posters, and they don't look that much older. So the kid doesn't have any time to grow up. To be fair, though, Trace's daughter was still a little girl. Somebody could use them, but I don't think Talia's son is going to have any political power or motivation. Like, among all the other orphaned kids, I don't think this one is particularly of any
special.
Yeah, I can't think.
And Durandal can't have kids.
I mean, he can have kids. He's not he's not like the 4th generation biological coordinator problem where they can't have kids. There's an actual coordinators are having a problem having kids problem. Durandal just didn't have a genetic partner that they wanted him to have kids with. Specifically, he wanted to have kids with Talia, and they were like, no, you're not a good match. That didn't say he couldn't have kids with her. It's probably we want the best kids sort of scenario. Well, it doesn't even have to be eugenics. Did you ever see The Invention of Lying, Ricky Gervais movie?
No.
Oh, well, The Invention of Lying, he's the first person in the world who ever thinks about saying something that wasn't, So everyone just believes him because nobody lies in this world. And with the subtext of that is it's a love story between him and this woman he falls in love with. But since everyone's brutally honest, I don't want our kids to be short, fat kids with snub noses. He's like, my genetic traits are fine. I'm looking at Ricky Gervais, and yours are not so good. I don't think our kids would have a bright future being short, fat kids with snub noses. So she's going with a rich guy she doesn't like for his benefits. Also, he's handsome. Again, everyone's brutally honest. So, again, I don't think it has to be the genetics, like, down to the genetics. It's just whatever Brits being brutally honest with one another. I want to have a kid with somebody with money so that he's going to inherit wealth as it grows up and just have a good life.
Anywho. Anything else?
Well, I'm just trying to spitball what the movie plot could be. So, we only get, like, this, and then when we go to record the movie, those are our 2 chances to try and guess what's about to happen before we get there. And
the only thing I seen was a launch sequence, because I saw it like on YouTube or something like that, just passing by. But it was indicative of nothing. It's like, oh, they're launching Gundam. It's a Gundam show. Of
well,
course
I'm not asking for like any spoilers you might have gotten. I'm just like, are there any hanging threads that maybe we forgot, or something somebody said in the background that maybe
we may have other extended because we counted for all the extended, but we didn't see them. I mean, these could have been the extended.
We didn't. To my counting, we haven't counted. Yeah. I counted for all the extended. Because again, I still thought there was 1 to 2 extended left that we didn't see, but that also could just be a nothing, right? It could have just been a background little note thing that I jotted down that wasn't considered. Also, extended don't have very long lives, so what are we going to do? A Roy Batty? Like Tears in the Rain.
Technically, Blue Cosmos. Well, Blue Cosmos is as much as an idealistic group, so anybody can pick up the banner of Blue Cosmos.
Well, the idea that there's a ton of soldiers that are all not mind controlled, all indoctrinated.
Yeah. And then you have the Well, I guess we found the Sala faction here because all these terrorists were of the Sala faction, I guess.
No, I don't think they were. We were just hearing the guy from the Break the World incident at the very beginning. I don't think there was any Zala faction. I think we just thought that might have been a thing and kept it on the board for so long that it just outlived itself. I'm actually just thinking now, does this recontextualize Durandal firing the super weapon? All the people left in that on the moon and all whatnot had to have been the indoctrinated people that were still willing to keep on fighting because they're so heavily indoctrinated.
Yeah.
Those people were never going to stop.
I mean, true, but also they were following orders. So if the president,
that's a foolproof defense if I've ever heard one.
No, not defense. No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that they would have stopped if they would have been ordered to stop. If they were indoctrinating in such a way that
I don't think so.
Follow order.
I don't think they were indoctrinated to follow orders. They were indoctrinated to hate. Again, It was literally, like I said, the Blancas from Street Fighter thing. They were literally watching, like having, what was it?
VR.
Clockwork Orange. Like literally forced to watch things and then like given negative reinforcement, like shock responses was what we saw.
Yeah.
So literally
that might have been just for these guys, not for everybody.
Oh no, I'm just saying we saw cubicles like stretching off into the distance of people. Like there was a lot of fucking people. So
but it could have been that only, I mean, from them, I don't think that would have been horrifically expensive.
I don't think
and
it
most of the
been.
soldiers
I mean,
most of the soldiers are they seem to be just regular people that just get drafted or volunteer. Don't seem like kid soldiers because he seems to be like.
I would argue that the people that we see talking might be the not drafted people, but like recruits. Or the difference between Empire Strikes Back Stormtrooper and Clone Wars Stormtrooper, Clone Trooper, right? Some are made for this, the indoctrinated people, and some are just, I live here. I don't want to defend my home. The people that we see complaining and talking might be, well, no, because the people who talk are also the Blue Cosmos people. I don't know there's any way to tell the difference.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't justify using the weapon anyway. It's just...
well, I mean, it not justify... Again, that's not what I said. Well, I don't know if I said that or not. That's not what I meant. No, I said recontextualizes. The idea that if you're facing an army of literally indoctrinated people that are indoctrinated to hate you, because again, that's all I saw happening. It wasn't indoctrination to follow orders. It was indoctrinated to hate coordinators. What are you going to do about that? Does Durandal know that that's what's happening on the other side? Is that why he killed them all?
But he would...
Literally, this is the last Earth Alliance base. If I kill all of these, there's going to be no one left from the indoctrination pool.
Oh, but no, that doesn't work because a lot of remember that at least on Earth, one of the things that turned the war around was that a lot of the Earth forces switched sides and they joined with zaft after what happened with Berlin.
So also, some of those Earth Alliance forces joined the Three Ships Alliance and then went on to try and attack. But I mean, any way you look at it, Durandal's pointing his gun at the Earth Alliance people that are attacking him or are a threat to him.
Well, no, he literally said before that, "Oh, the war's over." He kept saying, "Oh, the war's over."
He also literally said, "We need to fire the super weapon at least once."
Yeah,
so
well, that's a...
I know we're arguing like which turd is the stinkiest. I'm just saying that it does a little bit recontextualize the position of any coordinator action to know that these people aren't just like normal racist, they're super racist because they've been pre-programmed to be racist. It's like wandering into like a redneck area and, well, I'm not surprised to see a lot of rebel flags around here.
Yeah.
But, the open KKK booth is just a little bit of a shocker because they're indoctrinating everybody into the town.
Yeah.
So, again, I think it does recontextualize. Well, I feel that's what Stargazer does for a lot of things. It recontextualizes a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that it muddies the waters. It just gives another look. Not even like an opposite view, just like another look at a thing. All right, well, I guess that's everything. All right, well, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?